This week we're exploring South Dakota with South Dakota Tourism to show y'all the best hikes, things to do, places to see, and delicious food to eat all across this beautiful and diverse state.
So far this week we have visited Mount Rushmore, got in a bison jam, drove through Spearfish Canyon, wandered around historic Deadwood, hiked to the highest point east of the Rockies, and saw lots of presidents and a Norwegian church replica in Rapid City.
And for day 5 of our road trip, we're checking our 28th national park off our list, Badlands National Park.
South Dakota is home to 2 national parks, Wind Caves National Park, which we kind of explored the other day, I guess you can count it, and Badlands National Park.
And today we're going to explore as much of the park as possible, from different trails to overlooks to very tasty treats nearby, and we're starting it off with sunrise at the big Badlands Overlook.
We were very confused as we were pulling up. We had about a minute left till it says we arrived, and there's nothing but flat land around, so it's like, did I put in the wrong thing again? But you pull up to the parking lot, the overlook that we're at is right here as soon as you enter the park, and it's like, boom, right in your face. The sunrise was a bit, I guess you could say, unexpected. It's about 20 minutes late. It's just now kind of technically rising, I guess.
We finally see it. We haven't seen the sun at all.
Yeah, there's been a lot of wildfires in Colorado and California, so there's a lot of smoke in the area just hovering about. And there it is right there.
Yeah, I think it was hiding behind a wall of smoke. But it just popped up, and it's like this bright orange, hot pink color from the smoke. It's really crazy looking.
Yeah, it's so weird when it's like this. You can actually look at the sun. It's kind of probably still not good for you maybe, but it's at least you can look at it and you're not hurting.
But even with the kind of cloudy sunrise, these Badlands are
so beautiful.
Cool. They're just humpy and they have
stripy.
all the humpy and stripy. They just have these like vivid like red stripes throughout them, and it's flat, but then all of a sudden there will be some big Badlands. It's just really really interesting scenery. So humpy and stripy is definitely not the scientific definition of what Badlands are. Still very early. I'm still waking up, drinking the coffee. But to give you guys the scientific definition, they are a type of dry terrain with soft sedimentary rocks and clay-rich soils that have been extensively eroded by wind and water.
As the name implies, the park is filled with these badlands, but that's not the only reason why it's called that. The Lakota that lived in the area called it Makosika. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but that translates to badland or badlands, one of the two. And also when the French came through, they called it the French equivalent of badlands to travel through. It's really harsh terrain. When it rains, it gets really slick and muddy. It's really hot summers, really cold winters. And we even had first-hand experience of this difficult terrain. We were just walking out here at the Overlook, walking on some of the dirt, and some patches were real muddy. We got these giant clods stuck to the bottom of our shoe, like thick 1-inch clods of mud. It was an experience.
But ironically, in 1922, when they were naming the park, one of the suggestions was to name it Wonderland National Park. So they went the complete opposite direction and went from wonder to bad.
Hike number 1 of the day is the Notch Trail. It's a 1.3 mile trail. There is a super interesting, fun activity feature to the hike that we are super excited about.
And now for the fun part, this really cool wooden ladder to get to the top. That was awesome. It got a little scary towards the end, but oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Well, that was a unique and fun quirk to a trail.
It definitely was way more fun than the ropes at Mount Storm King. The scenery here is unlike anywhere we've ever been. It's crazy.
And the best part so far has been these trails, they just go right through it. You can just get up close and personal and just be surrounded right in the middle of them.
What's I think even more interesting about this place, and it's kind of what we said this morning as we were driving in, it was just flat land like you kind of see out there. We're like, where the heck are the Badlands? Are we going in the wrong place? But then it's flat, but then these things just are jutting out of the earth. And these guys over here are just sharp and they're just pointy and jagged and there's gonna be lots of on this vlog. I'm running out of words to say because it's just incredible. It's so different. It's oof. I keep stumbling over my words and I can't figure out how to describe this place, but I think the best way to describe it is that it feels like you're on another planet. That was a super fun hike. It's short, it's pretty easy, and it has that awesome, cool ladder that you get to climb up and down. I think climbing down it might have been scarier because as you're looking down, it looks really steep.
Looks
and it's just
pretty
like
steep, yeah.
Wood, and you're like, where's the end? But oh, that was
Lots
awesome.
of fun. So now we're on to the door and window trail, 2 super easy short hikes, and the best part is they leave from the same parking lot. So the previous trail was called the window trail, so as you would do with a window, you look through it. This one's called the door trail. You follow this boardwalk and you enter through the door into the Badlands, they say.
Wow, it gets kind of canyony in there, like deeper and looks a little windy. We've only been to Zion and Bryce, but we've driven through Utah a few times. We've been in Moab, and this just looks like something you would see in Utah.
It says on the board back there that it seems like it's off of a movie set, and it kind of does. It's like another planet, movie set. Otherworldly. So far today we came in from I-90, came into the park here, and we started our day for sunrise at Big Badlands Overlook. And then we came down about 3 minutes to do these other trails, the notch, door, and window. And then we came down just another minute or two to the visitor center and got our patch and our postcards. And the rest of the day now we are going to do what's called the Badlands Loop Road that takes you all the way over here. Then we're going to leave the park for just a little bit to go to Wall, and if you're familiar with this area at all, you will know that there is a very big touristy activity to do there, so we're going to check that out, and then we're going to come back down to the Pinnacles Overlook for sunset tonight.
Something that's great about Badlands is if you're short on time, you can still visit this park and see a lot of stuff. So the hikes we did this morning were a mile, less than a mile each. The window trail was like a 3-minute walk from the parking lot. So if you're just driving through the area and you want to see Badlands for the first time but don't have a ton of time to spend, you can do those hikes. You can just drive this loop road and stop at overlooks, which is great because some parks require you to, you know, spend hours hiking to see all the beauty, but a lot of the beauty is just off the road right here.
So one of the more interesting stops along the loop road is the yellow Mounds Overlook. So apparently, according to the sign down there, it said there was once a sea here that drained away. This is 65 million years ago. Then the jungle grew over it, and all the roots from the trees kind of kicked up the sand and kind of made it yellow. And then a red soil grew over it, and then another layer. It's just a really cool stop because all the hills have like a yellow tint to them.
So about 10 minutes from Badlands National Park lies the town of Wall, and in this town is this place called Wall Drug. And we haven't been inside yet, but from what we understand, it's this massive complex with a convenience store. There's like things you can buy, shopping, there's a restaurant. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just huge, and there's so many things inside.
It started in 1931, and they gained popularity because they offered free ice water to travelers along I-90. And I don't know if they have a monopoly on all the billboards in like the 40-50 mile radius, but seriously, every billboard you see is for Wall Drug, just like this one. We even read earlier that they have one in Antarctica. What?
So it's now this huge like tourist attraction. It gets 2 million people a year, and so it's definitely a touristy thing to go do, but we're in the area and we gotta go check it out. This is like a mall.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be more like a Buc-ee's. This is like a full-on mall. We've officially been wall drugged, and that was even cooler of an experience than I thought it would be.
Yeah, you need a map for that place. It's a labyrinth. You can get lost in there so easily.
We had no idea where we were going. There's so much in there. It's kind of like a mall. It also kind of felt like a theme park minus the rides.
Yeah, like the transitional areas, like decorative areas.
Yeah, like it was very themey. We love this kind of stuff, or at least I do.
There's all kinds of souvenirs everywhere. There's multiple places to get food, coffee, donuts, pies, fudge. You name it, they have it in there.
They have jewelry, they have a chapel. I think you can get married
there,
maybe? I don't know. It was crazy.
You can't leave Wall Drug without getting something. So we got a couple donuts. They have 3 flavors. They have vanilla, this is chocolate, and then this one that is smelling so dang good. It's maple. Oh, heck yeah. They're also famous for their 5-cent coffee. So here we go, 5 cents worth of coffee right here.
So these are cake donuts, and they make them in-house, and then they just put the frosting on top of them. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. I'm being naughty today. I don't even care. I just had to get a donut, and I love maple donuts, so I'm very excited. Oh, it is such a soft, fluffy cloud in there. That is I haven't had a donut in a really long time, but this is a really good donut. It's so cakey and good, and it's really sweet on top from the frosting. Oh man. I
went with chocolate. I'm gonna snag a bite of the maple when she's not looking, but here we go. Yeah, you got it right. It is super soft and pillowy and moist and just very, I want to curl up with this. This is very good.
Don't leave me for that donut.
And now for the 5-cent coffee.
Will it taste like it's 5 cents?
Yeah, I'm gonna hope not.
It's probably like just as good as gas station coffee, which is actually my dad's favorite kind of coffee.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's not the best coffee I've ever had, but we're pretty tired. It'll do the trick.
For 5 cents, you can't really beat it.
It's basically free.
Plus, coffee and donuts.
Oh.
One of the ultimate combos. It's like PB&J, coffee and donuts.
I don't care how touristy Wall Drug is. You have to come here. It's such a fun, unique experience.
Definitely.
Delicious experience.
Yeah.
Get the donut, get coffee. They had other really good food. You can get yourself some jewelry. You can get yourself a shirt.
A roast beef sandwich that's apparently world famous. Looked pretty good. Or a hot beef sandwich, I think it's called.
But I get why this place has a lot of hype.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun. But we're kind of into this cheesy kind of stuff. We finished those donuts in probably 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
They were going fast. We're gonna go back to the park later for sunset, but in the meantime, we're gonna go to our boondocking spot, so our free campground that we're gonna stay at tonight and just kind of hang out for a little bit. It's supposed to have amazing views. It's outside of the park, but basically like looks into the park. It should be awesome.
Check out this camping spot. We've got all these Badlands just outside our door. The national park is just over there, a stone's throw away. We found this camping spot on Campendium, which is an app we use a lot of times to find a lot of our free camping spots. And this one kind of checks off all the boxes. You got awesome views that are right here. It's easy to get to, and it has service. I don't know, that's the holy grail of free camp spots. This is gonna be awesome.
So this is our free campsite that we're hanging out at right now, and we'll sleep out tonight. And if you zoom out, you'll see some Badlands right here, but I lied earlier. They're actually not in the park. If you zoom out more, you'll see the park is right down here in this big red area. We're using this app called Air Map, and we love this app because it tells us if we can legally fly our drone or not. And obviously red means no, you cannot, because you cannot fly drones in national parks. But we are not in the national park. We're not even facing the national park. If you zoom into our spot, we get that green light. So let's show you the view.
Hung out at our camp spot for a few hours. We worked a little bit, we ate dinner, and now we're back at the Badlands. Our first stop is Sage Creek Rim Road, which is a dirt road that's off the loop road, almost at the end of the park, or I guess the entrance of the park, depending on which way you come in. We've heard that this is a really good road to see wildlife on. We actually just saw 3 bison. One of them was rolling around on the ground like we saw at Custer State Park, so that was really cool. But the real reason we're here is to see some really cute prairie dogs. We came to this spot called Robert's Prairie Dog Town, and when I was researching this, I saw the name and it sounded like a very touristy thing, and I was kind of confused. Why is there a touristy thing in the national park? And then the other day when we were in the Black Hills, I was reading a magazine and they had a little thing about prairie dogs in there, and it says their community or whatever is called a town. So now just before we got here, I was thinking Robert's Prairie Dog Town. Okay, and then I put 2 and 2 together and it makes sense.
They're so cute. We weren't sure if that was going to be worth the drive on this super rough dirt road, but that was amazing. They were so cute. They were making these like barking noises. They were wrestling with each other. They were just so fun to watch, like watching them eat with their little hands. Oh, I love prairie dogs.
And now we're off to the Pinnacles Overlook for sunset.
It was a good day at the Badlands.
Oh,
Adam doesn't want me to say these cheesy things, but I've been holding it in all day. I've just been wanting to make bad jokes. Get it? Oh, I didn't even mean that one.
This kid. But seriously, we are kind of mind-boggled right now at how the Black Hills, where we were the last few days, is foresty and kind of mountainous and stuff like that. And an hour and a half away is the Badlands, completely different landscape. Like we said earlier, it feels like another planet. It feels like a movie set. It's nuts.
Dry and dusty and rocky. It's so different.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just so diverse here, way more than we thought. And yeah, it was a really fun day exploring it.
So that's going to do it for us at the Badlands today, but tomorrow we are going to go on a little South Dakota road trip, and we should have some pretty fun stops along the way. Oreo donuts.
Is that what it says?
No. Oreo donuts. Or
and popcorn rocks.
Oreo don'ts or Oreo do's. This is making me hungry. Work the runway.